have been meaning to read this book for the last 11 years now. This is The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. And my husband Dave loves this book. Loves it. It's his favorite book. He probably has it memorized. He's seen the movie, probably has that memorized too. And I've been promising Dave for the last 11 years that I would read his favorite book. Well, there's nothing like a global pandemic to really help you get to those books you've been meaning to read forever. And thanks to our pandemic, I have recently finished it. It only took me 11 years of marriage, but I finally finished reading The Fellowship of the Ring. And there's a quote in there that I wanted to share with you today. Now, if you know the Lord of the Rings story, it's a fairly rich and complex story, so a little bit of context might be helpful. So lots of characters, lots going on, but basically what's happening is this. Frodo, who is the story's protagonist, has been given this really terrible and dreadful and dangerous job that he has to do. And no pressure, but the fate of the entire world rests on whether or not he can do his job successfully. Nobody can do it for him, but his friends can sort of come alongside and help and sort of support him on that journey. And they do. And the Fellowship of the Ring is about the journey that these friends take and what that experience is like for them. Now, at one point on the journey, as they're going on, they're moving ever closer, and there's this sort of impending sense of doom throughout the entire story. But at one point, they stop and take a rest. They stop at a place called Lothlorien, the home of the elves, and this place where they stop ends up being a kind of oasis, a kind of calm in the middle of the storm for them. And there's a quote from that part that I wanted to share with you, and it goes like this. It says, "The future, good or ill, was not forgotten, but ceased to have any power over the present. Health and hope grew strong in them, and they were content with each good day as it came, taking pleasure in every meal and in every word and song." And what I love about that quote is what it says about the power of gratitude to keep worry and anxiety at bay. When we take our eyes off of the future for a moment and all of the uncertainty, all of the big, scary things that are around us, the questions we don't have answers to, and just kind of zoom in and pay close attention to our lives right here, right now, we might find that there are gifts from God that we hadn't noticed before, that we hadn't appreciated before. We might find that as we take our minds off of those things we can't control, that God is present with us right where we are and inviting us to meet with him, inviting us to pour out our hearts to him, inviting us to praise him right in the middle of it all. So the moral of the story is gratitude helps, and I should take my husband's reading recommendations a lot more often. Well, thanks for joining me on my porch today for our regular little Saturday Pastor's Corner date. I hope you'll also plan to join us Sunday morning at 10:30 for our online service. You can locate that by going to our website, hcckw.ca. I also wanted to remind you that we are now offering communion on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and you can also find that by going to our website. Take care, friends. I cannot wait until we don't have to do church like this anymore. But until then, God's got this. Take care.